Hello everyone. Our presentation today takes us to understanding procurement and supply management within the context of the ICRC, that is International Committee of Red Cross. We are Group 4. My name is Shahabir Singh and I'm joined by my colleagues Chirag, Anil and Lakshmi. Our presentation today centers around providing qualitative analysis of a case study of the ICRC, understanding how ethical procurement practices contribute to its mission. ICRC, which stands for International Committee of Red Cross, was established in 1863. It was founded in the aftermath of Battle of Solferino by two people, Henry Dunant and Gustave Moynier. ICRC has also laid the groundwork for the development of Geneva Conventions. Its mission lies in dedication to safeguarding the lives and dignity of victims of armed conflicts. It is guided by principles of impartiality, neutrality, and independence. ICRC ensures aid is distributed based on need and refrain from involvement in political disputes and operates anonymously. It extends operations across conflict zones worldwide. Within these conflict zones, it plays a pivotal role providing essential healthcare, offering aid to prisoners, and supporting communities deeply affected in the crossfire of armed conflicts. The ICRC is a key player in global humanitarian efforts, swiftly responding to evolving humanitarian needs. One of the backbones of ICRC is ethical procurement. It is fundamental to ICRC's commitment to responsible and sustainable practices. ICRC confronts challenges through lens of ethical consideration, ensuring solutions align with organizations' core humanitarian values, reflecting dedication to aid with integrity and responsibility. Thank you. Over to Chirag now.
Thank you so much, Sabir. I will going to discuss about the differences in procurement on the humanitarian commercial sector. So procurement in the humanitarian sector exemplified by the International Committee of the Red Cross differs significantly from the commercial sector in several key aspects. The ICRC places a strong emphasis on ethical procurement considering social and environmental responsibility, working conditions, and neutrality towards conflicting party as fundamental criteria. This ethical focus is systematically integrated into the organization's procurement process. It's aligning with its mission to protect the lives and dignity of victims of armed conflict and violence. In contrast, the ethical considerations are increasingly important in the commercial sector. They might not be as systematically integrated into the procurement process, with the primary focus often revolving around cost effectiveness, quality, and the efficiency. So the ICRC's mission and objective drive its procurement practices, emphasizes the provision of relief aid, support for livelihoods, and the well-being of affected population. This mission-centric approach contrasts with the commercial sector, where business primarily aim to maximize profit and shareholders' value through procurement strategy focused on competitiveness and the market success. ICRC relies on diverse funding, including governments, international organizations, private donations, and the general public. Competing for donations, the organization must deliver assistance in a timely and cost-effective manner to maintain relevance and legitimacy. In the commercial sector, businesses generate revenue through the sale of goods or service with financial viability tied to the market success. Thank you so much, Anil. Over to you.
Thank you, Chirag. Hello everyone. My name is Anil, and my topic is what are the implications of ethical procurement policy for ICRC and its suppliers. So ICRC works in a conflict area for those who impacted by armed conflicts and other violent situations. ICRC and its suppliers has been affected in various ways. So first point is human rights and labor standards. In this, ICRC is an organization which focuses on workers or its suppliers uh, who can get who can receive equitable treatment, and there will be no child labors or forced labors. Next point is conflict-free sourcing. In this, suppliers, when they supply materials, it has to be sourced morally and responsibly. ICRC helps in identifying vendors who support conflict financing. At the same time, uh, vendors or suppliers who do sourcing, when they source materials, ICRC helps in identifying that the places that have been sourcing are never been affected by any kind of violences before. Next point is environmental stability. Suppliers has to exhibit a commitment to waste cutting, minimizing environmental impact, and use sustainability materials. In this, you can see in the PPT, as many of the points are being telling about anti-corruption measures where suppliers has to follow rules and regulations which have been given by or been followed by many businesses and given by the regulatory firms. So here you can see they have to follow an ethical standards where they have to do ISO standards and ILO conventions and help national labor codes and laws. So this is all about the anti-corruption measures where they have to follow rules and regulations and where the corruptions has to be reduced from supply chain. The next is ICRC's build supplier relationship by creating bonds between vendors. It helps the ICRC helps the suppliers to build a good relationship with other vendors, which help them to create a good business relationship and have a smooth run in supply process. So the last point is risk management. Here is a very important point where ICRC eliminates legal, operational, and reputational risk related to unethical business practices. So this is all about my topic. So thank you, everyone, and over to Lakshmi.
Thank you, Ani. My name is Lakshmi, and my topic is expanding ethical procurement policy to local purchases. So there are many challenges to implement the ethical procurement policy to local purchases. So to overcome these challenges, we have 10 recommendation points. So first one is local supplier engagement and capacity building. It means raise awareness about the ethical procurement policy and importance to local purchases, and also provide training to them to understand the ethical procurement policy. Then the second topic is adaptation to local context. That means recognize and adapt the ethical procurement standards considering social, local, and cultural differences. So through these ways, we can introduce the ethical procurement policy to the local purchases, and we can provide training and other programs to understand the culture differences and social differences to the local purchases or suppliers. Then the next one is risk assessment and mitigation. We know that there are a lot of risk associated with procurement policies. So we can conduct many risk assessment to identify the challenges and ethical risk associated with the procurements. The next one is streamlined audit and complaints process. So that means implement streamlined audit process that consider the circumstances of unique suppliers, making assessment efficient and feasible. So they can conduct audit to understand the situation of the suppliers, and also they can make decision that is efficient and feasible. The next one is local purchaser training and awareness. Provide training programs for local purchasers to ensure they are well versed in the ethical procurement policy. So it's like a make ensure program, so they can know that they are more eligible or they can have more well versed in the ethical procurement policy. Then the next point is partnership with local regulatory bodies. So we know that in the current scenario, we have a lot of regulatory bodies. So the local purchasers can, or local suppliers can collaborate with the regulatory bodies to get know more about the ethical procurement policy. The next one is incentives for ethical practices. That means introduce incentives for local suppliers. For example, many suppliers have already implemented the ethical policy, so we can provide incentives for them for their achievement. Next one is leverage technology in local supply chains to enhance transparency and traceability in local supply chains, making it easier to monitor. Then we can also implement innovative solutions such as blockchain or digital platform to create more visibility and accountability. Then the next topic is continuous improvement and feedback. Establish mechanism for continuous improvement based on feedback from local suppliers, purchasers, and other stakeholders. Then the last topic is pilot programs and gradual implementation. Implement pilot programs in select location to test and refine the applicability of ethical procurement policy. So through this recommendation, they suggest that we can test different location to know that we can implement the ethical procurement policy. So these are the things about the expanding ethical procurement policy to local purchasers. So to conclude this topic, I invite Mr. Shahabi.
Thank you, Lakshmi. In conclusion, this policy is not a set of guidelines, but a dynamic commitment reflecting ICRC's dedication to humanitarian values in the face of armed conflicts and crisis. In navigating complex procurement landscapes, this ethical framework acts as a beacon, guiding both the ICRC and its suppliers towards socially and environmentally responsible practices. ICRC's commitment to continuous improvement and responsible sourcing places it as a leader in ethical procurement within the humanitarian sector. Thank you.